Hello po mga kawindra. It's been a long time. Pero ito po, magbabasa po ako ng isang tarot at ito po ay tungkol po sa kung ano ang nangyayari ngayon kay Tatay Digong or kay dating presidente ng Pilipinas na si Digong Duterte. Pakita nyo po sa akin cards. Ito po ay follow up ha sa nangyayari po kung ano nakikita ng tarot. Yan. Pakita nyo po sa akin. Yan. Ako po ang bubunot sa kung saang side ng tarot. Ayan po. Dito ako sa gitna. Kukuha. Oh. Actually, the heart of Tatay Digong is in danger. So, anytime. And the blood, again, the glucose or diabetic or something, tumataas lahat sa kanya. Ano ba to? Naiyak naman ako. Hopefully, nakikita ng sambayanan ang nangyayari ngayon. Ang puti at itim, i-stop na po natin ang anumang bagay na nakakatrigger in both sides. Magkaroon na lang po sana ng peace of mind kasi nakita nyo to, may itim at saka may puti. At nakita nyo to, nakita nyo po ito, ayan, namumuno. Kapag nangyari po ito ng pagpapaalam or may mangyari dito sa sinasabi ko pong ito, the war start and begin. Ang masakit po, ito ay war na kasasangkutan ng mga Pilipino sa ating gobyerno. Ayan po ha, bakit ko na naman nasabi? Walang magagawa ang kapangyarihan ng kahit sino kapag ang mga taong ito po ay puti at saka itim, ibig sabihin banyaga at Pilipino ay nagsanib puwersa at mangyayari po ito. Ito po ang sabi ng tarot. Death is pag-pray na lang po natin siya na makauwi ng buhay. Kailangan po siyang maiuwi ng buhay at maaaring pag umuwi siya ng buhay dito sa atin, madagdagan pa ng kaunti pa ang buhay niya para kasi miss na miss niya ang kanyang bansang siyempre minamahal at pinaglaban and may gagawa nun isang tao na napakalakas na lahat ng kumukontra para pauwiin siya ay maaaring matalo. Isang taong napakalakas na tahimik lang. Yan. Dahil nakita niya na walang basihan ang lahat ng sitwasyon. Nakita niyo po, sa bawat apila ng taong ito ay kinokontra nitong, hindi ko alam kung sino ito, isang babae at isang lalaki, at isang malademonyong kapangyarihan. Itong kapangyarihan ito ay ginagamitan ng pera, koneksyon, at kasinungalingan. So, hindi ko alam kung sino po itong dalawang ito. Dalawang tao po ito, pero may mas malakas na pwersa na nasa taas niya. Yun nga yung devil. Ayan. So, ginagamit ang lahat ng paraan at pera. But, eventually, the universe will act. Ang universe ay gagalaw. At mababaliktad ang lahat ng ginawa itong babae, lalaki, at na devil na nasa card. Kung ano man po yun, lahat yun ay mababaliktad. At mawawalang saysay ang lahat ng ginawa ng mga ito. Dahil isang malakihan at nakakapangilabot na pagsasama-sama ng mga tao na pamumunuan ng isang nilalang o isang taong mananawagan na napakalakas Ayan po yun, nangingilabot ako. Ayan po, isang tao. Napakalakas ng tao nga hatak nito. At ito po ay magaganap. At bawat bansa makikiayon, nangingilabot ako. Ito po ay bawat bansa, bawat isla ay makikiayon. At lahat ay magkakaisa. Nakakapangilabot po, buong mundo to. Nakakapangilabot na nakikita ko. Hindi kakayanin ng pera, hindi kakayanin ng kapangyarihan ng lahat ng mga nakaupo o ng lahat pa ng makikialam. Dahil ito na po ay ugnayan ng puso, pagsiklab ng galit, at pagkagising sa katotohanan. Ito po'y nakakapangilabot na mangyayari sa Pilipinas. Abangan po natin yan. Dahil magsasama-sama, ultimong bata matanda, at magsasama-sama kahit mga taga-ibang bayan. Hindi ko po alam kung bakit, pero ito po ang lumalabas. Sana po, pagbigyan pa ng Panginoon at ng universe ang buhay ni Tatay Lino. Mayroon pong napakalaking problemang kinakaharap ang kanyang kalusugan, at maaari pong anytime pag hindi niya na nakayanan ang lungkot at depression, siya ay magpapaalam. At yun ay isang pinakamasakit na hudyat ng isang malaking nakakapangilabot sa history ng Pilipinas. Ito po yan.
You have been very vocal. Ano ang hindi ginagawa ng gobyernong ito sa pananaw po ninyo in achieving justice, transparency, and holding the corrupt accountable?
Kasi may kasalanan nitong lahat si BBM eh. Kung di ba naman siya magnanakaw, di rin magnanakaw yung mga palibot niya, lalo na yung first cousin niya, ginawa pa niya speaker. Saan ka makakita? Bakit si Rowena Guanzon nga dilawan mo na? Dilawan mo na! Kaning tao dire yung sige sabok-sabok na ako. Ang dilawan man kang anong gaduldul man kang Bibi Sara karon. Ayaw na yun si Bibi Sara. Ayaw na lang naghisgutan kay karon ang kinahanlan mo daog yun si Sara for president. Wala pa ako nakita ng gobyerno na ganito. Puro ka magnanakaw. Mga kawatan. Dahil kung hindi si Sara Duterte ang magpresidente, walang mananagot. Kaya si Rowena Guanzon magsasara Duterte. Kasi Sara Duterte lang ang presidente na kung siya ang manalo, may mananagot. May buntag sa atong vice-presidente, ang Mayor Baste, o sa Duterte family, sa atong mga congressman, labi na kay Omar, kay Harold, kay Lian Lebiste, kang ari akong amigo nga si Kiko Barsaga, kag tanan diri, assalamualaikum. Sa mga taga Davao, nawa pa kailan ako. Dili, this is not the first. Kailan mo na ako? Wa man daghang kailan, Bisaya man ko. Pero Ilongga gid ako. Pero kay sa Dumaguete man ko nag-high school niya ang akong mga pariente daghang kay pariente Bisaya. That's why Cebuano pud ko. Daghang mga Guanzon sa Cebu. The first time I met Rodrigo Duterte was a historical event. We campaigned for President Cory Aquino against Marcos and his warlords. Your Lola Soling was then our leader here in Davao. Hindi ka pa natao, Omar. So, ang officer in charge diri as Vice Mayor si Rodrigo Duterte. Ako ang officer in charge, Mayor sa Cadiz City, Negros Occidental. I was 27 years old. But like Rodrigo Duterte, I was used to gangsters and private armies and ang mga komunista, taggan kayo sa Negros sa una kay Sugar man me. Ako may nag-vice president for the Visayas dito sa City, League of Cities, kaya wa may musugot, kaya hadlok man sila tanan mo atong Mindanao. So ako ilang gipili, I was 27 years old, gipaadto ko nila dire kay Digong. That's the first time I met this man that everybody was talking about. And I said, I want to meet this Rodrigo Duterte, so I will go. Mag-bulletproof vest ka, Mayor, magganyan ka. Ano ba bulletproof vest? Si andun si Digong. Kailangan ka ba bulletproof vest nga na siya dito? So I came here. That's the first time I met him with Jun Ibasco. I remember this meeting clearly because we were building a new nation. We were building a new democracy. We toppled warlords in Mindanao and in the Visayas, our very own Armin Gustilo. But here was Rodrigo Duterte, a lawyer, a former fiscal, and son of Chia Soleng, who stood against the Marcoses here and all their warlords. So I came to meet him. By 20 anyos lang ko, niyan siya, Mayor. Kadungog ko nga, kanang imong pusil, mamo na yung pinakamahal nga pusil sa kalibutan. He did not ask me any question. He just asked me about the gun I was carrying. So I said, this man is after my own heart. Because instead of talking about politics, he asked me to see my gun. At that time, I was carrying, yes, the most expensive handgun in the world. It was called an HK-P7. At that time, very hard to get that. Yun lang ang hiningi niya sa akin, na makita niya lang yung baril na yan na sinasabi, yan daw ang pinakamahal na pusil sa bilog ng kalibutan. And that's when I said, hindi nga tao ni, this man is going to be a very strong leader of the nation someday. And wala yun ko nagsala. Kaya I looked at his career. We met again. We met again on paper in the Commission on Elections. Vice President. Rodrigo Duterte, Mayor of Davao, was substituting for Dino. The problem with the certificate of candidacy was Dino signed the candidacy for Mayor of Pasay, not President of the Philippines. And therefore, there was a technicality, and somebody objected. The case was raffled to me. Prior to that, the case of Grace Poe was raffled also to me, and I disqualified Grace Poe on the ground that as a foundling, she was not natural born, and therefore could not run for President of the Philippines. And here comes Rodrigo Duterte. Substitute siyang Dino. Unsa naman ni si Dino kay nagpirma naman tong certificate of candidacy nga mayor sa Pasay may gibutang dito. God bless his soul. Di ba? The case again was raffled to me. So again, Rodrigo Duterte and I met on paper. Now remember, I was appointed Commissioner of COMELEC and was chair of that division. I was appointed on recommendation of Liberal Party members. I was not in PC. I had no party. I was before that Commissioner of COA, professor in the UP College of Law, practicing lawyer, and former consultant, chief of staff of Miriam Santiago. I called my division commissioners to a meeting and said, first I called my father, who was a judge, at summa cum laude of Siliman, that's why I speak Cebuano. I said, I have a problem. Duterte's candidacy is for mayor. He said, what happened? It's like this, like that. Where did he file it? I said, yes, he filed it in COMELEC. Is it not that when you run for mayor, you file it in Pasay City? I said, yes. But he filed it in Manila. He said, therefore, the intent of that Dino was to run for president, not for mayor of Pasay. As usual, my father, Judge Sixto Rojas Guanzon, summa cum laude of Silvan University, was correct. So I called a meeting and I said, our job in the Commission on Elections is to ensure that the will of the people will be respected. No politician called me after that. I said it is our job to ensure that the election laws are applied fairly and justly, and that therefore the people must be given their right to choose the president of this land. And all of you lawyers will know that I needed an argument to support that decision. And the argument that I used is, of course, in Latin, lacuna legis. There is a gap in the law There is a gap in the law and therefore needed interpretation. And when you interpret a gap in the law, you must interpret it in favor of the people. In favor of the people. Not against the people. So when I called my commissioners and said, this is my decision, how will you vote? And they said, ma'am, we vote with you. You vote with me regardless of the consequences. Remember, President Aquino was seated in Malacanang. There were candidates of the Liberal Party, and I said, I know that man. I know that Rodrigo Duterte we have met. I trust. I have faith in the people. I have faith in the Filipino people that they will choose the right leader. And that, my friends, is the reason why I'm here. And on a final word, I have to tell you, bakit si Rowena Guanzon nga dilawan mo na? Dilawan mo na! Kaning tao dire ang sigig sabok-sabok na ako. Kaya ang dilawan man kang anong gadul-dul man kang Bibisara karon. Ayaw na yun si Bibisara. Ayaw na lang naghisgutan kay karon ang kinahanlan mo daog yun si Sara for president. Kung dilaw ka, kung pulaw ka, kung pink ka, kung blue ka, kung sa wala na minimo kaakig. Wala kami kaakig sa inyo. Upod na lang kita diritanan kay Sara para sa aton pungsod. Kaya kung hindi si Sara Duterte ang magpresidente, walang mananagot. Kaya si Rowena Guanzon magsasara Duterte. Kasi Sara Duterte lang ang presidente na kung siyang manalo, may mananagot.